Hey, Carrie.
Hey, Jake, what's up?
Well, good question. We're not recording an actual episode right now, but there is something going on that might be of interest to people.
I'm so excited to hear about this.
This is total news to you that we actually recorded a guest episode of another podcast.
Did we now?
We did.
I totally remember this, actually, so it's not a surprise at all.
Okay, fill me in.
Okay, so what we did some LifeMark bullshit.
Yes. So LifeMark is a podcast where they talk about Lifetime and Hallmark movies and after-school specials and things like that. And so I wrote to them a while ago and I was like, hey, why don't we do one of your episodes and you can do one of our episodes. So the episode we did for them is now out. And what did we talk about on our guest episode of LifeMark?
We talked about pretty much the greatest movie ever made. It is a Hallmark movie called The Shunning.
The Shunning.
And guess what? Eventually someone got shunned.
It took longer than I expected.
Yeah, but it was a really fun episode to make. It's very different than our usual episodes in that there wasn't nearly as much prep work. So kudos to LifeMark for this awesome idea. We had a lot of fun.
Yeah. So if you want to hear us kind of giving our treatment to The Shunning, then you should be able to find the LifeMark podcast wherever you listen to podcasts, or I'll also put a link in the description of this episode. And then you can go listen to it. And I also recommend checking out other LifeMark episodes because the normal hosts, Stephanie and Michelle, are super funny. And also eventually the plan is for them to do an episode of Love You Like Crazy.
It's going to be fun too.
Yeah. And then the other thing that we wanted to let you know about is that we've joined a podcast network, actually one that LifeMark is on. The name of the network is Ear Trumpet Audio. So you might wonder what will change as a result of that. And the answer is very little. We'll still do the same thing that we've always done at about the same time. There will be a little thing about Ear Trumpet that we'll play at the end. And maybe we'll do some more crossover type things with other shows on the network. There are a bunch of cool shows. The Realist, Kill by Kill, Please Don't Send Me into Outer Space.
That one is awesome.
Taxes and Tater Tots, As If, Ladies Who Library. That sounds very intriguing. Pet Cinematary, about movies that I can't watch because I'm too much of a wimp, I imagine.
I'm right there with you. I am not able to watch anything scarier than Hocus Pocus.
Yeah.
So, yay.
And Songs That Saved Your Life. And they have a Patreon also, which is, if you go to patreon.com/eartrumpet, you can find out about that. And basically what that is a way for fans of the shows to contribute money to them. Right now it's going, I believe, mainly to like promote the network shows on Twitter and stuff like that. But if we get enough money, then it can also start going to hosting costs and money for YA books and things like that.
That would be baller.
Yeah, that would be cool. So we're really psyched to have been asked to join this network, and we're still figuring out exactly what it means and how it works and what they can do for us and what we can do for them. But that's going on as well. It
really feels like we've been asked to sit at the cool kids table and just to give a YA reference here. It's really kind of fun.
Yeah. Oh, one other thing that I should mention that I've forgotten about until this very moment. We're going to be guests on another podcast soon.
We are. Oh my gosh, and I can't wait to talk about this book.
Yeah, so the podcast is Death Prattle, and I'm not sure, we haven't recorded it yet, so I'm not sure exactly what's going to happen. We might release it on our own feed as well as the other podcast feed, but the other podcast is Death Prattle, which is a podcast about, it's a lighthearted look at death and grieving. And that concept was a hard sell for me, but I eventually did listen to it and I like it a lot and I recommend it to people. And so the hosts, Talcott and Tara, read a book, a YA book, and liked it and wanted to talk about the podcast, and they're fans of Love You Like Crazy. So they were like, hey, do you guys want to come on and talk about it? And we said yes. And so the book's name is The Boy in the Black Suit, and it's by Jason Reynolds. So why don't you tell me about this book, Carrie?
Well, this book is about a young man, 18 years old, I believe, whose mother died. And well, things aren't super easy for him, and it's a really, really interesting look at a lot of things, and it's hard to like go into the book without like going into the book, but it's about death, and it's about life, and it's about love, and it's about like, I don't know, being a young dude in New York City.
Yeah, and it's not, I have a couple of criticisms of it, but it was like definitely a book that I just sat down and read like over the course of a couple of days, in maybe like 2 long bursts. Like it was pretty compulsive and I think well written, but we'll talk about it more.
I think it was one of the more well written YA books. The first chapter of the book really like struck me as real. Like that's when I think I texted you or something. I was like, holy shit, this book.
Yeah. I'll probably have the crossover with Death Prattle up here next week sometime. Check out LifeMark and listen to our guest episode there. And we've joined Ear Trumpet. And I think that's all of it. Anything else you can think of, Carrie?
I think that's good.
I think so too.
Give me a call when you get back. Hey there.
Hey.
LoveLikeCrazy.com. EarTrumpetAudio.com.
Ideas and entertainment.
Loud and clear.